Good evening, everyone. We just went live. Let's wait a couple minutes. Let's a minute or two. Let some people come into the room, if you don't mind. How was everyone's weekend? Good, I hope. Am I got the right lighting in here? Let me see this one. Yeah, I think that's okay. There we go. Hello, Lucia. How are you, my friend? You should call me. Lucia, call me. You don't have to call me yet. There we go. We got a few more people in here. As you come in, appreciate a thumbs up if you like the video. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. Okay. Looking directly at the camera. I wanna talk, so I'm gonna. Isn't that funny? There's two things I want to talk about tonight. There's two ideas. Any of you haven't read Seth? Yeah, give me a call after the live, Lucia. Anyone that hasn't read the Seth material or Seth Speaks, hello, Leticia. I recommend them highly. Seth material, Seth Speaks. He talks about relationships. And we must keep in mind, we have a centered self. And this is everything. This is where all creation happens within this entire little tiny bubble of I am that you live in and never can leave, because it's always a reality around you, right? Really look at it. There's never not a reality, and it's always yours, your point of view, not ownership. Don't be a child. Just it's your subjective view of the world, and your relationships is how you experience life, right? So I was thinking about the idea of want, right? And an unworthy person that wants something has to justify within their kingdom reasons why they want. I had to absolutely do that. I didn't have a lot of worthiness growing up. It wasn't detrimental or anything, but it was really on the lower side of things, right? And I guess on the lower side, but probably the norm, I would think, if we did a measurement of humanity on worthiness, right? And we all have, parts of ourselves that we get very scared of, maybe like asking for a raise. Are you worthy of the raise? And your want of it gives you a reason why you would want something. It's an improvement of the moment. My moment is lacking something, so I want something. My want is in the future. That's a relationship. And when I have that, I'll be better. It'll be giving me what I want. A want is a sense of fulfillment upon satisfaction of or gain, rather, maybe gain of that want, right? So that want comes into your life and you're like, oh, I've got it. And then you're fulfilled. It doesn't matter if it's for 10 seconds or 10 years. It doesn't matter. It might be get a raise from your boss, or go and want a better job, and you go out and get a better job. And those are relationships. Now, in order to understand how you create reality, you've got to understand all the relationships with your thoughts. Okay? Because the thoughts are the ones that, thoughts are going all over. It's the energy you put into it. So let's say when I cast a spell, and my spell work, my enchantment, whatever I'm doing, there's an incantation with it, right? And there's power behind the relationship. It is not full of doubt, full of wonder, full of awe, full of envy. It is full of I am. It is clean, creator. Here's the idea, the thought, And what goes into the thought is the power of God, me, creator. And the spell works. Real simple. And that's the idea about want. You want this idea. It's not wrong to have want, but you got to look at the relationship. Again, as a fundamental, everybody, pay attention. There is nothing wrong with any action in all creation. It's all unconditional. It's all yours. But when you understand that we are false gods, the humans, are outside of themselves, separated. We're pretending to be gods. We're pretending to be this idea of, I know what the hell is going on, and you don't. You know what's going on with the human perspective, the fractal, the false God, the I am not God self. And you're using that to create, not right or wrong, experiential. Okay? Hello, Beatrice. Thank you, darling. So, what we have here is the relationship with want. I'm going to look at what I want. And if I'm lacking it, I really need this, I want this, it'll make me better, then where is my relationship? I've got to look at that. Because if I'm less than because of this absence of something, something is missing. The desire between the 2 points is want, desire. And if I get that, then I'll be better. So my vibration now is lack. So I can still get it through an extraordinary amount of effort or luck or whatever humans can make up about it. But actually what it is you're putting a vibration of not wanting this. You want it egoically, but your relationship, what's filtering, what the incantation or the power of your godship is going through, the power of the word of God is going through, is muddled, skewed, lacking, filtered, messy, dirty, less than. So that's why we want things, but we can't get things, is because we're wanting things to make ourselves better. We have to understand that we are better. We're all that is. And that's very difficult for the ego in the thought process, because the entire life you've been taught to be better, to improve, to make yourself something. And a lot of us give up on it because it's hard. And then we don't give a shit. And some of us don't even give up because we don't give a fuck what other people think of us. I did. I severely cared about what other people thought of me. I bent over backwards to get approval. I cost myself in enormous ways to make other people like me, right? So those are my relationships of lack, blah, blah, blah. So the want that we're looking at here is a relationship. From the subjective point of view, from I am God, and I want something better. It's not that it's wrong to want, it's the relationship between those ideas, between this idea and my now self. So if I want this, then I've created it. Pay attention. A thought came in, I have an original thought about this thing. So say this item that you want is right here. Hello, Mel. Thanks for coming. This item right here is somewhere in time, and I thought of it. So since I thought of it, I'm creating it now. Now, it's not in a relationship of physical experience, but it is in a relationship of thoughtful experience. It's a reality I'm having right now. This thing is real because it's a reality experience. I'm relating to it right now. See, that's why you can't prove or look for something to be real in physical life as the structure, because then you're really dirtying up your relationship with reality. Because you got to realize all of this is thought. Everything is a thought. It's a created idea. Everything. But human separation puts us in this very, very limited scope of reality, and we think this is one world, and that one world is this status quo, and it's always that. This store, what is this? iPhone came from a store. It was, what did I buy? I buy it at the Apple Store? I guess I did. Yeah. So I bought it at the store. So I went to the store in my reality. I went to the store that's there, and I got this, and I bought it, and I gave him money, and I got it. See, that's how I created it, because that's what the mind understands. But what I really did was say, hey, you know what, Tommy, it's time to upgrade our phones. Well, let's move over to Apple. We left whatever you call that other thing. I don't know what that was. Android. Yeah, thank you. Left Android because we got Apple computers, and we might as well just get Apple phones. I got it because, I left Windows after a crash for the 150th time, in a day or something stupid like that. Anyway, so the idea is, oh, it's time for that. So yeah, let's get some iPhones. I wanted them, but I didn't want them because I needed them, or I had to have them to improve me, the relationship. So the permission, again, watch it, pay attention, everyone, really pay attention to this, okay? Yeah. So the relationship is, I have the money to go and buy it. So I get in the car, I go to the store, I get it, and I buy it. But isn't that all a bubble of reality forming? Yes. The Apple Store isn't there until I walk in the Apple Store. That's when it's there. And then the Apple phone that I get is not the one that's back on the shelf that's being carried forward. It's the one the guy hands me, and as soon as it comes to my hands, then it's mine that I just created just now. When grocery stores are left at the door, the grocery stores didn't come from the grocery store. The groceries didn't come from the grocery store. They came from the second you open the door, you created them right in front of you, because your thought turned them into manifest, because everything about the experience of human is unquestionable, so it works. It's all about relationship, guys. I know this is might be seen difficult stuff. It's not. You just have to get away from the fascination about ascending, get away with the ideas about the extraterrestrials and aliens and all the things that are going on, and the big piles of shit they try to sell you and keep you focused on it. You got to look at the internal and say, what's going on in my world and how can I change it? So I started understanding what and the relationship of creating. So that thought came into me. I got that thought, and that thought said, you've just created this. Now allow it to manifest. So I said yes to that, and that opened the door. And as soon as the next blatantly obvious thing came to mind, or appeared to me through whatever, then I did the idea and I got the phone. See, the money that I had for the phone is not the money that I earned. The money I had in the phone is the money I created now that was in the account. It's all about the now and what you do now. But your mind is taking the standards of history, of memory, and then you diminish the possibilities of reality, and you're allowed to have anything that you want, but you got to look at the relationship and all the obstacles, and in order to get it, you've got to let those go, because then if you can let those go, then it'll come faster and easier without notice or effort from you. You'll just say, oh shit, it's here. When this is the next step. So it's okay to want in that idea, but not lacking. Don't lack the things that you don't have. Because then you're telling the vortex, you're telling, I am not enough. And that takes your entire reality, and it reinforces the bubble around you, the veil around you, the forgotten God. It reinforces that forgotten God of unworthiness, of inauthentic, of I'm not sure, and I'm doubting, and I'm hopeful, and I'm needful, and I'm wantful, and I'm this, and I'm that. And then you're structuring your reality, and that is only what you're putting into the vortex through those diminished versions of yourself, and the vortex reflects back the mirror exactly what you are. And it gives you all the versions of reality that match that frequency. Okay? Is it cold there? It's cold here. We're cold in Texas, 28 degrees right now. I don't know what that is Celsius, but I imagine it's -1 or something like that, I guess. We're going to be cold for the next couple of days. And the other thing I wanted to talk about is the mirror in that way. I was talking to something about Tommy. With Tommy, we were talking about reality. And I think something came up, and I made this statement that said, don't put a bad mirror in front of you. You have a relationship with obligation, don't you? You have a relationship with guilt. You have a relationship with responsibility. And those items will put bad mirrors in front of you. Hello, Robin. Thank you for coming. Those relationships will put bad mirrors in front of you. "65 in Florida." Oh, Leticia. Because when your mind is doubting you about something, right? It doubts, and then you negotiate with your doubt. And then where your emotions settle that it's acceptable fear and acceptable pain, that's your solution, and that's how you take the action on whatever that is that you want. So you want to raise at work, and you have $2,500 in mind, a raise. You want to ask for $2,500 more, or not a month, but let's say you want $5 an hour more a month, or you want $1,000 more a month, or something like that. 2,000, 3,000, doesn't matter. And then your mind is now, if you own the idea of unworthiness, and you're not a God, then what you're going to do is you're going to look at that, and you're going to start to see, well, what happens if they say this, this, or this? What happens if I don't get it? What happens if? Well, should I ask in the first place? You got an idea, it's time to ask for a raise, because you're looking at your bills, and the prices of grocery are going, and everyone's making money except the people, and everything is getting expensive. So I need more money. I'm afraid, so you want more money. Now, then you got to look at the relationship with your guilt or your doubt or your responsibility, your obligation. You have a responsibility to your family to earn more money so you can maintain the lifestyle, or to yourself. And then you have to deal with these thoughts. You have to deal with them because they're emotional, and they're getting your attention. Do you notice that? Do you notice that? Do you notice how emotions grab you and change your focus? You get an idea, you're happy about it, but then all of a sudden doubt comes in. You're like, oh, well, wait a minute, what happens if? And then fear comes in. You're going, yeah, but if this happens, then we can do this. And then you get a little happier. And then you're running around paying attention to the false God. You're putting bad mirrors in front of you. All you have to do is say, yes, I want to raise. And when the time comes, it will attract to you. It will attract to you. It'll be blatantly obvious. It's time to ask for the raise. And you ask for it with all the confidence and all the courage, but not the demand. You're commanding a reality already. It's your throne, and not one minion in your world ever goes against you, because it's vibration, and what you put out is what you get back. And if you're authentic, you create the versions of all of creation that matches the authenticity of you. Put it to the test. I dare you. I dare you, because it's going to work, because that's how it works. And I know it works. I bear witness to it in my life every day. Take a chance on it. But you got to observe your relationship with the items. You got to observe your emotions. That's the relationship. What am I adding into this cocktail of want? Am I adding obligation into this one? Am I adding respect or responsibility? Am I adding doubt and guilt into this? I don't know if I deserve it. Am I working hard enough? Or maybe if I work a little harder, I'll say, you know what, I'll get a raise, but you can have me for 5 more hours a week or 6 more hours a week, or I'll work on Saturday mornings. The fuck you will. Don't not negotiate with your worthiness, because that's unworthy in and of itself. You're changing your vibration of that entire thing, and you're living it now. The asking for the raise isn't even happening, but you go through this entire shitstorm before it even happens. And humans think that's the right thing to do, to prepare and work it out. How can you not know what you are in the now? Because you're paying attention to the future. Stop paying attention to the future. Stop reveling and living guilt and all that shit about the past, and live now. Learn to live now. Learn to speak the language of the now. Feel the now. Observe the vibrations. Observe the vibrations of emotions that are bombarding you, which are your truths because you created them. Why? Why did you create all of this? Why did you recreate responsibility, obligation, guilt, anxiety? Why? Well, because you forgot. It's the game. Get over it. Get over it. Okay? Get past it. Totally surrender. I am here, and I'm here until I pass, until I ascend or die. Either way, I'm ascending. Either way, I go home. So how do I do this? How do I embrace this? I got to look at myself, and I got to change my truths and my kingdom that create my reflection and put the mirrors for my experience. Do I want any more bad mirrors in front of me? No. Then I've got to make the changes within me. I've got to make the choices that don't put bad mirrors in front of me anymore. Right? I think so. Oh, it's good tea. It's a licorice root and chaparral. Read the book, Seth. Learn about relationships. It's everything. It'll start to show you. It'll start to show you how you're conducting your business in your world every day. You have an observer. Every one of you have said, my mind is, yeah, but my mind is, I wish my mind, see, if you have a view of your mind, your thoughts, then you have an observer. And that observer can make different choices because that's you. Now, the relationship of those choices are going to be challenged by your false God. The narrative that you put together as the personality, the one you think you are. Whatever the hell you think you are, you're nothing that. You're a billion times larger. You're nothing like a personality. You don't do things like this, like that. Deconstruct that personality and allow your own light to come. And the observer gets to remember and experience ascending itself and returning to its own knowing, its own kingdom. It's like, oh yeah, this is my kingdom. That's right, I'm God. Oh yeah, shit, my throne. I got this. Okay? You can change these things. So look at the relationship with want. I want you guys to want. I want you guys. How do I want you guys? By not desiring it in the way of, I will be better once this happens. I'm already better now. It's an experience that I have with time. It's something I don't have now. I can only have it when it's not. Want only takes place if I have time. If I don't have time, then I don't have want. Because everything is now, and now is filled. As soon as I have something I don't have, it must be there, not now. That's time. So it's part of the human experience, not wrong. This is a fantastic ride we're on. There's so many ideas. There's time, there's memory, there's future, there's past, there's now. There's so many elements to experience and become alive. And forget about responsibilities and your bills and your money and stuff. But I know you just can't fucking forget about it. But in the now, focus. And when all those fears come in about being responsible, about making sure, about doing all the things you're supposed to do as a fucking human so you can look good in the mirror and everyone loves you, when you stop feeding that monster, and you will see that everything falls into place mysteriously by itself with no effort. You will always be full, whole, and now complete. But it's only your lack that says you have want. Your lack is saying, we don't have this. We want something better. When I moved into this apartment, I was like, Tommy, it's time we move. I want a new apartment. And he goes, I agree. And then we just let it come. And then it made itself known. Okay? Responsibility, obligation, dedication, loyalty, all these things that are considered heroic in good measure by the human collective are bad mirrors. Don't put your mirror in front of you as a posture, and then you will be constricted and live within the limitations of that posture, period. You let go of all of those frameworks, those bad mirrors that we think is the great thing because it shows character and all that horseshit that people say, that force you into an action. You got to know who the hell you are first before you can even consider yourself a character or a having character. Having character is part of the nature of creation. You don't have to try. You got to get rid of the shit that says you're not that. So forget about satisfying the mirror, making yourself look good in the mirror. Start being yourself and allow this beautiful goddess to appear, to come out. And that takes authentic action and choices that don't put bad mirrors in front of itself. Okay? I think so. Now, those two things I want to talk about, but I have news. I set the date for the LA channeling. So, April 27th in 2024, April 27th, 2024. It is a Saturday. Doors will open at 5 o'clock in Hollywood, California, LA. It's at the Skiptown Theater, I think it's called. I don't have the exact address because they have two studios, and I'm making sure I have the right one, but they're like within. I'll get the exact address before it's all finalized. But it is on the website, and there is a link in this below. It'll say LA Channeling. Click that, it goes to my my website, and it's right there. Hello, Victor. So $60 at the door or online, doesn't matter. And we will open doors at, it's limited seating. Okay. I booked it for 100, but I think we can go up to 125 if we overbook, but I don't know how many people I'm going to get to come out there. I'm definitely not the attention of Bashar or Abraham. So we booked it for 100 for that night. Again, doors open at 5. We start channeling at 6, and we'll probably wrap up around 7:30, 7:40, and we can have a little chit chat and stuff and hang out afterwards. But we have to be out by 8 o'clock. And we're going to also do a Q&A. So you will be able to ask the channeled beings and whoever it is, whoever you want to request, whatever. Probably in the last, we'll probably channel for an hour and then do the rest of it, and go from there. But I don't know. It depends on how many people. If we get more people, I got an ad coming. Let me get that skipped so you guys don't have to watch that shit. Anyways, if we get 100 people, then I'll probably see if I can extend. I can book it for another half an hour so we can get 2 solid hours in. Hello, Christopher. So again, the date is set in Los Angeles, Hollywood, Skiptown Theater. Check out the website. I don't know if we have the website on there. Hang on, guys. Let me look. Of the actual theater yet. I don't know if he put that in there because we wanted the exact street address. No, it's just got right now. Well, we'll get the Skiptown Theater. I'm looking at the thing right now. It's Skiptown Playhouse. I'm sorry, Skiptown Playhouse Studio B. I'm waiting for the address because they have 2 studios, like I said. So, and I will get and put that link up there so you can look what the theater looks like. And I did a theater, a small theater instead of what do you call it? A hotel. Because, Lisa, a dear friend of mine, uh, she was looking for places for me to go, and we looked at hotels initially, and then I saw that conference room with those all the same chairs all lined up, and I was like, that's what everyone does. I said, let's do a theater, something comfortable where they can have a little bit bigger seats and they can sit back a little bit. And we found one. So, and it's got lights and it's got a sound system and it's got a little, stage, and it just looked more fun, vibrationally matched. So we found that place, and so that's what it is. So that's it. I hope to meet you all in person, especially you, Victor Garza. You've been following me since 2013 or 14, and you watch all of my videos, and I never get to meet you. That would be great to meet you. So I think that's it, everybody. That's all I've got for the night. We will be back next week. And hello, Gaia Angel. Hello, darling. And if you need me between now and then, again, always the website's down there. The link for the channeling in LA is down there. There's a donate button down there if you care to donate on my YouTube, or down there on my website. And if you need anything, it is a virtual event or recorded for us who can't make it. Yes, we are going to record it. We are going to record it. I don't think we're going to be able to do a virtual event. I'm going to talk to the people there and see if we can if they have that kind of system that they can set up, then we're going to look into that. But as of right now, it's just going to be a recorded event so we can, and we'll put it on YouTube, of course. Yeah. Okay, everyone. I love you all so much. Thanks all for coming, and go rock your reality. If you need me, my email is right down there. Say hello. Okay. Enjoy your Sunday evening, everyone. We'll see you next week. I love you. Bye, everybody.